Hi everyone, my name is Luke. I work for Domestic Violence Services of Cumberland and Perry counties. What I do is the outreach work here in Perry County. So my main job is to come out and talk to agencies and organizations about what services we can provide and a little bit about what domestic violence looks like and some of the complexities involved. So what I want to do is just take a couple minutes today and make sure that everyone knows what some of the ways in which we can assist people in Perry County are. So basically, before I talk about what we can do, I want to sort of talk about who we can help. So as far as domestic violence situations, what we're looking at is it has to meet a certain relationship requirement in order for us to help. So intimate partner relationships, past or present, familial relationships like father, son, mother, daughter, uncle, nephew, household members, things like that. We can assist in those kind of situations. Situations where we are unable to assist are, for example, if you're being harassed by a neighbor or a stranger or something like that, there are resources available, but that would be outside of our agency. So I wanted to talk about just a little bit about what we can do in the community and how we can help people. Before I do that, it's important to talk about kind of our model. So at Domestic Violence Services, we're an empowerment-based organization, and kind of the analogy that we like to use is we feel like we want the clients to be able to drive the bus. We're just kind of the people that are there to help with an oil change or change a tire, things like that. The way that and the reason why we do that is because domestic violence involves so much control and sort of a loss of autonomy that we want people to be ready to reach out to us when they need the help. So what we do when we talk to people is we're going to provide information and options. We're not going to tell someone what to do or what not to do. We're going to do some pros and cons, talk about their available options and things like that. When someone comes to us, we're not going to put our personal judgments or bias into play. Instead, we understand that because of the complexities of domestic violence, that people might need to use our services many times, and we're okay with that, and we understand that. So now let me talk about what we can do and how we can help the community. So we have a 24-hour hotline and text line. That is probably the best way to get started. We have advocates available 24 hours a day, every day of the year, that are trained to answer the phone and to talk you through possible solutions for your domestic violence problem. So the number is 1-800-852-2102. What we find is that when people are reaching out to us, in a lot of cases, they're not sure exactly what they want, and that's okay. The hotline is a great place to start. It's also a great resource to refer someone that you know that may be experiencing or in a domestic violence situation. It's a really good way to get started. Everything that we do, all the services, including hotline, are going to be free and confidential, so you can be assured that we're not going to share your information with anyone outside of our agency unless you ask us to. Another resource that we have is we do have a time-limited emergency shelter program. So we're not a transitional housing program, but what we can do is we can offer shelter in situations where someone is in a imminent risk for their safety. So in situations where there's been a physical assault or threatening behaviors or weapons involved or things like that, we do have emergency shelter available where we can get someone immediately out of that situation and get them to a safe, undisclosed location and kind of help them plan, goal plan, problem solve going forward while they stay with us, typically for a short period of time. As far as shelter goes, it's, again, the easiest way to figure out if that's something we can assist you with is to just give the hotline a call. Again, the hotline's the best way to get started. Another service that we offer is empowerment counseling. So, empowerment counseling, the way that I like to describe it, is it's sort of a mix between your traditional therapy and psychoeducation. So, what we're going to do is we're going to process the issues that are going on in your life, do some goal planning, but we're also going to talk about domestic violence. So, we can educate about abusive behaviors, what an abuser's mindset looks like, some safety planning, some healthy relationships, boundary setting, things like that. So, our empowerment counseling is usually about 10 sessions. We do have it available for adults and we do have it available for children that are over the age of 5. So, again, that's something that's free and confidential, and we find that that can be really valuable. We also have support groups. We have support groups in Perry County and we have support groups in Cumberland County. Our support group in Perry meets at the Literacy Center in Newport every Thursday at 2 o'clock. And our support groups in Cumberland County, we have one every Tuesday of the month at noon. Additionally, we have a trauma support group, and once a month we do support group, for children. So sometimes what we find is survivors of domestic violence take a lot of value in sharing their stories with other individuals that have experienced some of the same experiences that they have. So support groups, again, you can reach us and get a referral to that through the hotline. We also offer legal advocacy. So, what this mainly looks like is we can assist with protection from abuse orders in Pennsylvania. If you're unfamiliar with that term, it's called a restraining order in other places. Again, this order is going to apply to people that meet those relationship requirements. And basically, what it is a no contact order between you and the party that is using some of those power and control or abusive tactics against you. So, what we can do as far as the protection from abuse, and we can assist in Cumberland and Perry counties, is we can help our client write the petition. We'll do that with you on a phone call, and then we will do court accompaniment and safety planning with you. So in Pennsylvania, with a protection from abuse, there's 2 separate hearings. There's a temporary hearing, and then there's a final hearing. We will have an advocate there with you for both of the hearings to be supportive of you while you go through this process. We also do community education and outreach. That is my role. So we can come out to agencies, schools, pretty much anywhere that would like to hear about our services or some of the nuances of domestic violence. I would be happy to come in and talk to anyone about topics like healthy relationships, domestic violence in general, some abusive tactics, post-separation abuse, trauma, things like that. So we have a lot of trainings available to get out to the public to try to get some of the prevention education going. And the last thing that we do is we have a program called Amend. Amend is a batterers intervention program. Right now, it's serving Franklin County and Cumberland counties. Basically, what Amend is going to do is it's going to take some men that are using abusive tactics and power and control tactics in their relationships, and we're going to kind of re-educate them, show them different ways to be in healthy relationships, talk to them about domestic violence, some of the behaviors that they're doing, and basically try to re-educate. We believe that violent behavior can be learned, but we strongly also believe that nonviolent equal behavior can be learned, and that's a part of the Amend group as well. So that's pretty much it for how we can assist in the community. Again, I just want to give the hotline number one more time because it's such a good way to get started. You can reach our agency, which is Domestic Violence Services of Cumberland and Perry County, any time of the day, any day of the year at 1-800-852-2102. If you're uncomfortable reaching out by phone, you can text the same number, and we can problem solve with you and get you the whatever needed resources you have at that point. So I really appreciate you listening. Thank you for your time very much, and please don't hesitate to reach out to our agency if you need assistance. Thank you.